This is Jim Nailon, liturgical guitarist, and I'm going to share my arrangement of Take My Life and Let It Be. I'll play through it first. Okay, so two parts to this. The first part's probably the hardest. You'll notice I did not play the first 8 bars, I think, the way it's notated in the tablature there. In the tablature on the arrangement, I play it down here in first position. And then I go up and play everything like I wrote it. So you get more tone in the guitar if you can bring this up into about the 5th position. And you just bar the 5th fret, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, and you get this, it's a C chord. You can let those notes ring. You don't have to dampen any. Then when you get to the little finger, lift off your bar so that it dampens those notes. And you'll notice all through this I'm using some vibrato. Mostly I'm using the classical guitar vibrato this way. Because it just doesn't, that's the main advantage in moving up the neck, is you get up in the middle of the strings where your vibrato really has some effect on the strings, and you can make it sound much more beautiful. As opposed to without any vibrato, it just sounds flat. So let's see, and then here we go. And you got to kind of play these notes. If you let these notes ring, they create dissonances that aren't real pretty. You might like that, but if you don't, I play first finger, then I lift my first finger up when I play my 3rd finger, and then I lift my 3rd finger up when I play my 2nd finger there, and then I put my 3rd finger back down, and then I kind of, this note wants to set the 4th string into a vibration sympathetically, so when I play the 1st finger on the 5th fret, I brush this with the side of my thumb here. I deaden the 4th string just by touching that. And then after I play that last note, there's some sympathetic vibrations going on. You can hear them there, at least I can hear them here. So I kind of take my 1st finger and I just lay it down over all these strings, and I'm playing the note here with my 2nd finger. My 2nd finger is playing this note. So I can lay my 1st finger down and mute anything that's vibrating. right there. And then I go into the measure 10, the last two measures of the first line, third and fourth fingers on the fifth fret of the second and third strings. And I'm doing again the vibrato, the classical vibrato this way, moving, until I get to this high note, and then I give it the kind of steel string guitar vibrato. You can see the strings moving there in the close-up, how they're moving up and down this way rather than of this vibrato. I can get just a little more vibrato that way. Something to play with. And when I played it, well, anyway. So then here, and watch the fingering, because the fingering on this piece is really good. It'll guide you right through it. So if you watch the fingers that I add up in the notation, you won't get your fingers tangled up. So here now we're ready to go measure 13. And again, on that high note, I also give it the same sideways vibrato. And I slur in measure 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, the eighth notes there. Because it's really, when it's sung, that note is of thy love. Those are, and you can't do it, the second one, but, and then that, into that phrase, that last note you see, it starts moving into an open eighth note. So you got to just leave the first finger down. Don't let that ring. And then almost a little pause there. Then you come into, you change from playing in thirds to now you're playing in sixths. So it starts out, it kind of blossoms. It starts with a single line. And it blooms into a thirds. Sixth. And then the second half, starting in measure 21, that's a little more my standard arrangement style, but I've got a couple of nice things in there that I surprise myself with whenever I play this. I don't remember arranging these things. Okay. But I did. So measure 21. That's mostly played off the C chord. The only thing to, the very second note, melody note in measure 21, be sure you make that nice and strong, otherwise it kind of gets drowned out with the E'd there. And then this A minor's nice. And then the D minor. And then sixth. Now sixths come back into play here again. Now in measure 31, we're on the next to last line, on this D minor chord. Now thirds come back in. So you got the D minor chord here. Be sure to use your little finger on the, so play the D minor with your little finger on the third fret of the second string. And slide it all up. And then when you go down, slide the first and fourth fingers down and bring your third finger over to get that C in the bass. That's a nice 2 measures right there. And then now we're tenths here. And now we go into measure 35, we go back into sixth. And measure 33, now there's a bass run that comes in that you want to bring out. Or sixths. So in that last line there, you're coming off these sixths. And then the bass part comes in. And the sixths are going to carry through with this bass line under it. That was an extra note I'd added. And then it ends nice. So that's the arrangement. I love the words. Take my life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to thee. Words by Francis R. Havergal, way back in Civil War age time. It says, take my hands and let them move at the impulse of thy love, at the impulse of thy love. So I hope you're letting the Lord move your hands at the impulse of his love. I'll try to do the same. And that's all I have for that one. Look for more arrangements on liturgicalguitarist.com. I pray God blesses your playing, and I wish you peace.